I'm here to take you on your honeymoon. It's about time, right?
I don't understand.
I love you. I love you, Greenlee. I never stopped loving you.
No! You were having a nightmare. What if it comes true? What if I go free and Ryan ends up in prison?
Hey, Jack, you got a minute?
For you? You bet. Listen, before this trial starts, I just want to thank you for going to bat for Greenlee, for helping with her defense.
Yeah, well, there's been a new development.
And what is that?
Well, it turns out that I might have killed David after all.
So, the dream, not naked in school? More like Ryan behind bars. Locked away forever. But you're the one on trial. Yeah, my father intends to make Ryan look guilty on the stand. Yes, but Greenlee, he doesn't know about the vial that you found in Ryan's pocket. If anyone finds out that Ryan had the drug that killed David... They won't. They won't if we stop talking about it, since we're the only two who know anything. We hope. Listen, today's about protecting you, getting off on the right foot with the jury. Either they think I killed my husband or Ryan did. This is gonna be fun.
This guy, Nick Pearson, saw me in the hallway of the hotel right outside of David's room. Immediately after the fight, he heard me say, "Someone is going to die tonight." Exactly.
Did you see this Pearson guy?
No, Jack, I didn't see anything from the beginning of the fight until Kendall found me in the hallway. The rest of it's a blackout. I got nothing.
Don't you think it's a little bit odd that he shows up at the beginning of the trial?
Yes, I thought so too. But this guy doesn't even want to talk. Look, he's married. And let's just say he wasn't in the hotel with his wife, if you know what I'm saying.
But he wants to testify in open court.
Well, I don't know if he wants to testify, but I made sure that he's going to testify. Look, you got to put him and Tad on the stand.
I don't put anybody on that witness stand, Ryan, that I haven't even spoken to. You understand?
All right, well, Tad has got him in a room at the yacht club.
You're sure about this guy?
Yeah, I am sure about this guy. The only thing that I'm not sure about is why I said that someone was going to die that night. I mean, was I actually planning on poisoning Hayward?
There's something else I want you to be very sure about. If I put that guy on the stand, you are going to be implicated.
Well, if that's what it's going to take to save Greenlee, then that's what we got to do.
We just have to presume that he didn't tip his hand when he talked to the police. Liza's not going to be expecting this, that's for sure. And it lets this jury hear there's another viable suspect.
That's right, we got our reasonable doubt.
And if you're incriminated?
We'll worry about me later. Okay, besides, I happen to know a very good lawyer.
Sorry that took so long. What are you doing? What the hell are you supposed to wear to your own murder trial? My father wants me to look like I'm in mourning. I don't know. That seems too planned. It's not you. I'm not hitting the clubs. Well, you still have to look like yourself. Otherwise, you look scared and guilty. I am guilty. You know, I feel like I had a hand in all of this. No, Greenlee, it's not your fault. What if Ryan did kill David? Well, we don't know for sure. And if he did, we don't know why. How is it that I can be so sad that David is gone and then I'm doing everything I can to protect the man who might have killed him? Well, nobody ever said you're not complicated. David saved my life, Kendall. Yours too. People hated him, but he wasn't all bad. It just got so out of control. And now he's gone, and I'm trying to decide between a dress and a suit. Greenlee, so much has happened. You haven't had any time to grieve. That has to be hard. You know, I think I'm okay, and then it just hits me out of nowhere. I didn't want David to die. I loved him. I hated him. I wanted him out of my life. I believed in him. I had hope that he could become the man that I knew he could become. And now I have to face a courtroom of people asking if I killed that man. So?
So, you look fabulous. Great. But not so fabulous that you look uncaring.
Yeah, well, let's hope the sketch artist gets my good side.
Yeah, that would be your not guilty side.
Have you talked to Ryan this morning?
He actually went to the courthouse early to meet Jackson.
Has he ever not been there for me?
Either of us.
Well, I can't have him sitting next to me. I don't want it to look like...
To look like you still love him?
The jury has to see a woman who loved her husband and nobody else.
Hey, I need to talk to you.
Now's not a good time.
It's about Emma.
Emma, what's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing is wrong. I just need you to be available to help out with her just a little bit more the next couple of days, please.
Of course, but Ryan, you should know things are really bad around here.
I'm sorry what you're going through with Scott. I know. I would not ask if it wasn't really, really important.
Greenlee's trial.
It starts today.
Okay, Ryan, but with everything that Emma has gone through, she really needs her father right now. She has already lost Scott. She can't lose you, too.
I will be there for her as much as I possibly can, but honestly, you should prepare for anything.
Be more reporters outside?
You were the picture of confidence.
I'm not confident. I'm scared.
I know. But whatever happens, just remember, we're in this together. Come on. You okay?
Yeah, I just need a minute. Don't you have a business to run?
I can work at night. Mornings or on recess.
If the jury sees you camped out here, they could get the wrong idea.
Oh, no, I left my tent at home, so there's no camping.
That's very funny.
Thank you. You look good. You look strong.
Go home. Take Madison to lunch. Take her to Paris.
Will you excuse me for a second? I want to get a seat while I still have the chance.
So, you ready?
Greenlee, it's not too late to stop this.
We're not going to take a plea, Eliza.
You are facing murder 1. That's 25 to life. This is your last chance. Do you want to make a deal?
There will not be a deal. Period.
Don't say I didn't offer.
Legal pads, files, notes, 3 pens, ballpoint, not felt tip, blue, not black. Please tell me that's right.
And the streak continues. ADA Mitchell, you ready to kick some ass?
Always.
I'm not going to let you down.
All rise.
David Hayward was no saint. But does that mean he deserved to be poisoned? Taken to an early grave because someone wanted him out of the way. Now, Greenlee Smythe Hayward was in a very volatile marriage. Her husband loved her desperately, and she was desperate to get out. Reasons that are going to soon become very clear. He actually pressured her to stay with him. The defense is going to try and distract you with stories of bribery and ex-lovers and forgery and lies and betrayal. This is a story about greed. I mean, it's greed. It's about a poor little rich girl who always gets what she wants. David Hayward, he gave her what she needed. He saved her life. And he nursed her back to health for a year, total dedication and unconditional love. I mean, that's what every wife dreams of. But not Mrs. Hayward. Because once she was back on her feet, she didn't need him anymore. She wanted out of the marriage, and she wanted him to let her go. But with David kicking and screaming, that wasn't enough. So, she used a lethal dose of digitalis. Now, Mrs. Hayward may have money and power, but she does not have the right to murder to get what she wants.
My client was almost killed in a terrible motorcycle accident. She was in a coma for nearly a year. And she was paralyzed from the waist down. As extensive as her injuries were, the psychological, the emotional damage was even more devastating. David Hayward rescued her. He brought her back from the brink of death. He made her body whole again. Despite the prosecution's attempt to paint my client as an ungrateful brat, nothing could be further from the truth. The fact is, she loved David Hayward. Which is more than can be said for most of the people at the party where he died, many of whom had a motive, a strong motive, to get rid of this man that they considered a monster. Now, the prosecution here, they will string together a series of random events, the sum total of which amounts to nothing but speculation, because that's all the state has. There's not one eyewitness. All the evidence is circumstantial. There is not one shred of proof that my client killed her husband. As you may know, this is Ms. Colby's first trial as DA. Having been there, I can tell you that she is under tremendous pressure to bring a conviction in this case, even if it means imprisoning an innocent woman. Don't let her use you to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. We'll take a brief recess before the prosecution begins its case.
All rise.
Are you okay?
Fine.
We're back in just a minute.
Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah, let's hope the jury thinks so.
If they don't, I want you to know I will take the hit. I will do it. I will confess to killing David.